Well, up first, let's go across to Sakshi Bajaj, who's joined by the Amazon India Vice President on sales during the festive season.
That's right, Gargi. So as we approach the festive season, Amazon India's Vice President, Mr. Manish Tiwari, joins us. Of course, Amazon has launched the Great Indian Festival, sir. But we'd like to begin by asking you, how is Amazon India adapting to the new normal at the moment?
Sure, Sakshi. So, like I said, would want to start by saying, we're very excited at Amazon.in with the festival sale this year. And I think it's very, very important for our sellers, especially our smaller sellers, because we believe in some ways we will help them get back on their feet quickly. Just to go back to, in a normal year, the preparation for next year's festival sale starts right after the previous year festival sales have got over. So after 2019 festival sales, we start working on the plan for 2020 festival sales. And just want to touch upon three important areas, and especially what has happened this year. I think what is really important for the sales to work well is to get more sellers and make them more successful. Second, to put up the right infrastructure to ensure that we are able to move goods for the sellers in a quick, reliable, and fast manner for our customers to receive them. And third, of course, is what we do at the marketplace to get more and more consumers to come online and shop on Amazon.in and to offer the right selection, value, and speed for our Prime customers. I think on all these three fronts, it's been a slightly unique year. So on the seller front, I think right from the time the pandemic started, we had to take a series of actions to make sure they continue to sell on Amazon. We continue to strengthen them in terms of various fee waivers, looking at the performance metrics, and then took some proactive measures, especially for the SMBs and for the artisans, by having an SMB day, by having a stand for handmade day, and then of course followed it up with the Prime Day, where a lot of SMB sellers were successful. And as we head into the festive season, some of the things which we've done is now, for example, sellers can register on Seller Central, not only in English, but also in Hindi and Tamil. We started some programs like local shops on Amazon, which we believe will help some of the stores come online. And we've already seen success on that. So in a very short period of time, more than 20,000 local stores have come online. So overall, we are seeing more and more sellers coming online, and that's reflected in more than 50% growth of seller registration these days, vis-a-vis, say, February, when business as usual was there. So that's on the seller front. On the infrastructure front, and I spoke about it earlier, I think the need to create the infrastructure, whether it's the fulfillment centers or the warehouses, as people would call it, going down to the last mile station for faster delivery and making sure we cover more and more geographies and states so that we can deliver these packages quickly to our customers. I think we've now completed the fulfillment center plan for this year. And we are now at 60 fulfillment centers for this festival season. And even on the last mile, we've added close to 200 plus last mile stations to be able to deliver it. And all of this has been done keeping safety as priority number one. So we've put more than 100 process changes to ensure that all of this delivery happens in a safe, reliable manner for our customers. And then at the customer front, we've been, as we get onto the journey of getting the next 100 million customers, I'm very happy to share that this festive season, not only can customers shop in English and Hindi, but they can also shop in Tamil, Malayalam, Kannada, and Telugu. And therefore, it will ensure more and more customers actually get online and shop at Amazon.in. So if you look at the journey, whether it's the seller front, the customer front, or the infrastructure to make sure we have a good festival season, we've been working on it for the last 12 odd months. But pandemic has given us a sense of responsibility that now more and more sellers are dependent on moving online so that they can see the success they require in the business and get back to their feet quickly. And therefore, we're very focused on driving this.
All right. So there are, of course, interesting highlights there. But what are the new demand trends that you're witnessing at the moment?
Sure. I think in terms of customer profile, we are seeing our Prime customers buy more frequently and also buy into new categories. So for example, grocery is one category where we are seeing an upside both on Amazon Pantry and Amazon Fresh. And Prime customers are buying more often across categories. And like I said, also in new categories like grocery and other categories. On the other side, we're also seeing a lot of new customers coming online on Amazon.in. So as we enter into the festive season, we believe both of these trends would continue. Prime customers, Prime members buying more, and more new to Amazon customers coming online. And that's why we've taken some of the steps in terms of languages, new language introduction. In terms of the categories, I think some of them are trends which most of you are aware of. We are seeing, for example, number of screens in every home going up, largely because of work from home, study from home. And therefore, a lot of consumers are buying additional screens, could be laptops, could be tablets, could be mobile phones. We also see consumers upgrading because of the need of the device has changed vis-a-vis business as usual. And we believe these trends would continue into the festive season. We're seeing similar trends across categories. I think if some of the things which we are observing is in the new normal, people are sort of looking to replace the standard social interaction with new habits and hobbies. And therefore, we do see a lot of people adopting pets. And therefore, we can see the uplift in terms of what sellers are selling in the pets category. Similarly, a lot of people are cooking, trying out new sports, cycling, and all of it is reflected in the marketplace. So across the businesses we have seen a shift across some of these categories, and believe this trend will continue into the festive season.
All right. So has Amazon India created jobs this festive season as a result of all these new implementations that you've just mentioned?
In terms of direct employment, we now have 100,000 employees in India, which are working either on Amazon.in or helping some of the global functions. So we have 100,000 employees in India. And in terms of hiring for the festive season, we've just announced that we'll be hiring 100,000 more people for the festive season and what we call the seasonal hiring for the entire Diwali month. So those are two numbers I wanted to share with you on the hiring front.
All right. So is this festive season for Amazon India going to be bigger and better than 2019? Is that what you're suggesting?
I think the festive season in 2020 would be bigger than 2019 in terms of new customers online and on Amazon.in, in terms of the Prime customer experience, and in terms of number of sellers who would register and be successful this festive season. Yes. In terms of these three metrics, I do believe that the festive season in 2020 would be better than 2019.
All right, but as competition intensifies in the e-commerce platform from the likes of JioMart and Flipkart now entering, sir, how does Amazon India's strategy change now?
At Amazon, we continue to be focused on what we've done for the last 6 plus years in India, and I think it would continue for the next decade, which is we focused on improving the quality of inputs for our customers, which is getting more and more sellers to increase the selection, creating the right marketplace experience for our consumers so that the flywheel starts moving, and making sure, especially during this season, that we have a safe and reliable delivery experience for our customers. So we continue to be focused on that. Some of the developments which you spoke about, I don't think in any way distracts us from what we have been focused on in the last few years. In India specifically.
Right. Lastly, how do you see the future of the e-commerce platform now? Remember, we're in the midst of a pandemic. How do you see the future of the e-commerce platform in the post-pandemic world, for instance?
Yeah, I think we've seen a certain shift in behavior, both for consumers and therefore for our sellers. I think there is a bigger responsibility on all of us who operate in this space, in the marketplace or online space, to ensure that we do our best to contribute to how we can get the economy sort of going. And especially on Amazon.in, our focus is on the smaller sellers. So as we go forward, we'll continue to do our best in terms of ensuring more and more sellers succeed online so that we sort of enhance this journey towards digitization, which is happening, some of it driven by the pandemic. So I think there's a bigger responsibility on all of us to make sure we enable this journey.
All right, so a bigger responsibility there, the e-commerce platforms gearing up for the festive season.